Maui Tao, good morning, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your Captain A Coffee Report for 11/18. And as usual, we got coffee for you. All right, this is not supposed to be a long show on most mornings because there shouldn't be a whole lot to report. So let's just jump into what we got going on from a recap from yesterday. All right. We got our cool little logo thing here. It kind of looks weird with a double background on that. But anyways, all right. So we got some injury updates from Kyle yesterday. Eddie Pinero hamstring. He's going to be a week-to-week one, so they are going to be trying out kickers here this week. And no, for those of you who want the ultimate, comeback story or just to add more, craziness to the season, Jake Moody will not be the one who is going to be signing with them, as he is already signed with the Commanders right now. He's with the Bears, got cut by the Bears, I believe, and then now he's with the Commanders. So that's where he is right now. And then the most ironic thing of all time, Jake Moody has signed with Debo's team. I want to know how that feels. But to be fair, that's a whole different situation. And yeah, not our problem anymore. And then we have Tatum Bethune, who has a high ankle sprain, and they're saying it's a grade 3 severe high ankle sprain, aka it's basically a broken ankle. He's going to be out from anywhere to probably 2 to 6 weeks. We don't know. It all depends on how much pain tolerance he's got on that. So, like I said, he could be back in a couple of weeks. He could be back by basically the end of the season. We shall see. We shall see how that turns out. But right now, I do think we have another good backup in Curtis Robinson, someone who I was high on a couple years ago until he ended up getting hurt, tearing his ACL, was gone for last season, which led us up to Tatum Bethune getting some playing time last season and this year, where he's moved above him on the depth chart. Excuse me. But I do think that Curtis Robinson will fill in more than admirably for him, as he did lead the team in tackles last week, and everything's a solid player. Just had an injury, and then Tatum Bethune showed up. Obviously, so we're down to now our third middle linebacker for anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, and I think we'll be fine. Then we have Robert Beal Jr., who is also in the concussion protocol. I don't know. This fan base is hit or miss on him. I'm kind of in the miss department. I know some people absolutely love him for what he brings to the run side of things. He does nothing for me, honestly. And this is not unlike some people who are going to knock. I got nothing against Robert Beal Jr. personally. I just think that we have better options. I believe that the only reason why he was probably playing last week is because Cleveland Farrell was out with some sort of an injury. I think they say he was a healthy scratch, but he did have an injury coming out of last week's game. So we'll see what's going on with that. And then in the last one for today, we've got 2 windows that are not opening. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are not going to get the windows open for either Brandon Ayuk and or Jacob Cowing to add to the wide receiver room. I would not be surprised if Jacob Cowing at this point is a cut candidate for going into next season, depending on what's going on with him. BA, I legitimately think we are waiting for BA to give him as much time as possible, and it's going to be whether or not we can make the playoffs now. That's my honest opinion, and I think that once we get BA in the game, we are going to force excuse me. Sorry, this was supposed to upload overnight, and it did not, which is the reason why I'm doing this quickly to try and get it up this morning for everybody. But yeah, so anyways, I think we're going to get BA up and running, and then we're going to force feed them the ball, kind of like we did Debo last year, in an attempt to trade him. I truly believe that's what our goal is, to get something to get from, and then not necessarily get rid of BA, but to get out of that contract. As soon as he signed that contract, they realized how bad of a contract it was. But we'll see. That's my opinion. And again, for those who's like, oh, you're going to hate, you just hate BA. I love BA. I think BA is great. The problem is that contract. That contract for BA is absolutely terrible. It should have never been signed. It should have never been offered. But that's a different story that we beat to death a long time ago. So that's my opinion on that one. And then just to take a look at it, here is a look at the current playoff situation. Number 1 seed is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, so they got the bye. The 2 seed is the Rams, with them beating the Seahawks on Sunday. The 3rd seed is the fucking Bears from out of nowhere. The Bears are 7-3. That said, the Bears have had almost about as bad of a schedule as us, so we'll see what happens to them here. But they are leading at the NFC North currently. 4 seed will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the 5th seed Seattle, 6th seed Green Bay. So we're going to have an NFC or interconference games in both the 3rd and 6th, which would be the Bears and Green Bay, and then 2 and 7 between us and the Rams. So again, the only teams that aren't doing anything and haven't played each other this year will play. Yeah, the Bucs do play. So every team right now, currently as this sits right now, would be a rematch of some sort, whether it be from conference or division winner or just playing throughout the season. So then on the West, on the AFC side, we've got the Broncos, the number 1 seed, after them pulling off the last second win against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just not having a year right now. Number 2 is New England. Number 3 is Indianapolis. What is this, 2002? What in the world is going on with these seeds? 4th seed Steelers, who are probably going to end up at 9 and 7 and still win that division. We got the 5th seed Buffalo, 6th seed Chargers, and then Jacksonville pulling up Jacksonville pulling up the back and on the AFC side. So that's currently, like I said, at least we are in this week. But again, once we get to our bye, everything will balance out. I think if it balances out, like if we win the rest of our games, we're probably going to be we'll be the 2 seed most likely once how everything balances out. And then that is all for again, that's all. These are only supposed to be short, quick shows for everybody in the morning, just as a little recap to get you, on your way into work with your cup of coffee. All right, everybody, don't forget tonight, me and TJ will be back. We will be doing the Niner Faithful Radio review show of the win over the Cardinals. Until then, everybody, go kick Tuesday's ass. Buffett to love.